Hey friends, I'm Donna Amidon, your spiritual fitness coach. One morning about 4 years ago, my teenage daughter walks into my room with tears streaming down her face, holding her Bible open to Matthew 25. What did she read? It was the parable of the talents, a story Jesus told in light of his return. And if you've heard this story, you know it's about a master who entrusts 3 men with money. One man receives 5 talents, another receives 2, and the third receives 1 talent. Now, before we think that 1 talent guy got the leftovers, we should know that a talent is a unit of money worth about 20 years of wages. So we're talking well over $1 million. Well, when the master returns, the first 2 men had double their money, and the master rewarded them and said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." But the third man had done nothing except bury his talent in the ground. He approached his master saying, "Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground." With that response, the master said, "You wicked and slothful servant." And the master took away the 1 talent and gave it to another servant. So, why would Jesus tell this parable, especially in light of his return? I believe the application is clear. Just like the master went away and entrusted his servants with talents, so Jesus has gone away from earth and entrusted us with resources. And just as the master returns in the story, so Jesus will return. And like the servants gave an account, so we will give an account with what we've been given. For my daughter that morning, she realized that God had given her the ability to sing, but she had been letting fear hold her back. But what burned in her heart, and I pray burns in ours, is that she didn't need to bury the gift, but she needed to multiply it for the master. You know, it's easy to be held back by fear of failure or to compare our talent with someone else and stay silent. But what helps me is that the master didn't say, "Well done, my good and perfect servant," or "Well done, my good and talented servant," or "famous servant." No. The master said, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." What the master was looking for in these servants is what he's looking for in you and in me: faithfulness. So here's my challenge. I want you to think of one area where you've been holding back. Maybe you've been fearful to do something, or maybe you think it's too small to matter, or perhaps it's an area where you once served, but you've stepped back. I want to encourage you to unbury that gift. We don't know when the master will return, so let that gift inside you grow. And then, at the end of our time here on earth, we can hear our Savior say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Now go, win today.